I'd like to point out how difficult it can be to track down the root cause of a problem in a gCADPlus drawing. If I zoom out a little, you can see we're working on the design at the left, but if I right click and pick Zoom Extents, can you see I'm lost? There's a whole area in the top of the drawing where there must be something there it's not showing, and if I use a crossing window to run through that area, it does highlight a block called Agapanthus species. Unlike some of these others, it doesn't have a species from a plant database file associated with it, so it's just a block called Agapanthus, but it's the one that's causing that Zoom Extents problem. So what I've done is copy it to another drawing. It's called no name, of course, at the moment, and if I zoom in here, so I pasted the block, turned on all the layers, pasted the block, and there it is at position 0, 0. You would normally have position 0, 0 as the base point for a block such as this. So if we type L for line and hit enter, can you see that, well, it's not in the center of the symbol, but it's workable. The base point is down here. That means if we use that and bring it into the drawing, we can position by simply clicking it. However, way up to the top left is another entity. So let's select it, and it's a layer called Hatches Fill, and it's another, it's the block, so we need to, it's actually the same block as this one, so the block itself has this entity in it. So let's edit the block and see if we can find what it is. And there we are. It's on a layer point construction, plant construction, and it's another block, and it's a block called marker. So I think because there's already a marker in there, I think we can get rid of it. So if I then Zoom Extents now, I'll view and regen and Zoom Extents. There's our drawing or our block behaving perfectly sensibly. Now I could do one of two things. I could save this as a block and insert it back into the original drawing, or we could try and deal with that sort of issue in the original drawing. Well, we cleaned the block up, moved it to 0, 0. What I'd suggest we now do is go to the blocks option and just delete any of the blocks that were originally in that drawing. So we now have a very clean file, and we can just save it and close it. And we ought to be able to come back into our original problem drawing and just use either File and Insert Block and retain the block as we bring it in, or we could use the blocks option here. So we're saying add from another file, and this one's called Agapanthus SPP, and we can bring it into model space, and it's telling us that it's already there. Do we want to redefine it? Well, yes, we do, and now we can close. So it's redefined this block, moved it just slightly. Whether now we pan down and do our crossing window through here, have we removed it, and can we Zoom Extents, and does it show the drawing as it should? And it does.